Random Risings, beautiful people. Let's have a little bit of a psychology minute here. You guys know I just love psychology. All right, little transparent moment, little transparency. I was raised by sadistic women. I have a lot of them in my family. It's just what it is, right? I'm not a victim. Like, oh, I don't never seek anybody's like sympathy or anything like that, which people don't give it anyways. You know what I mean? That's enough. More about that later, okay? But I was raised by sadistic women. It's just what it is. You know, it doesn't matter if you can understand their psychology, which is what I thought after I understood it, it would be okay. It's still not okay. I don't like them. I don't respect them. And I don't like to be bothered with them. But unfortunately, sometimes you do have to be bothered with people. You may see them in passing in your family or whatever, but I'm not close to them. I never share really any of my inner thoughts with them. If I do, make them think that I am, I lie. And I know that's terrible, but you have to because they're huge gossipers. They like to see you embarrassed and stuff like that. It's just something fun for them to do, which I think it's weird because I have a lot of daughters and I wouldn't even want to do that to them. Correction is one thing, but the sadism is very weird. And this is very prevalent in African American communities, especially when it comes to our black women. They almost act like a toxic man towards you, which is why they will group up with toxic men towards you. Whether it's your husband or your baby father or some random stranger that just want to be weird towards you, they are all for it. You understand? So we want to talk about some of the signs of sadism in women. We talk about a lot of narcissism in men. He's narcissistic, but let's look at some of these weird women. And some of them is your grandmamas, your mamas, your aunties, your cousins. Some of them is friends of the family. They're sadistic. Okay, so let's look up some signs. Signs of sadism in women. I'm going to cite my source, which is Google. Okay, because I'm not a pirate of content. I show honor when it's due. Okay, cite your sources. Sadism is the enjoyment or gratification derived from causing pain, suffering, humiliation, or distress in others. In women, it can manifest in both overt and subtle ways, and it may be linked to the personality traits such as narcissism or psychopathy or Machiavellianism. Those are known as the dark triad. You want to get to know those because most people, is 99% of them falls with one of those. Is what it is, okay? So common signs to watch for include enjoyment of others' suffering. They take pleasure in seeing someone fail, get hurt, or get embarrassed, whether physically, emotionally, or psychologically. They like to see that. So back in the day when I was calling, like telling them stuff I was going through, my kid's father or issues that I had, certain flaws in my character, I thought I had listening ears. This is how like naive I was, and I was programmed that way. But they were really enjoying that. And then when I pulled away from the negative people, they sought other negative people to keep that going. So it's very weird. Cruelty and manipulation. They use verbal abuse, emotional manipulation, or indirect tactics to control or dominate others, often for personal satisfaction. Now, I don't know why one woman would want to dominate another woman, especially in your family. It's like, you're not a man, first of all. Second of all, that's none of your business, and you're weird. So that's why I don't be bothered with them at the time. And I just I talk to them literally like how you would talk to a stranger, really. They have lack of empathy, which is awful, showing little to no compassion or remorse for when causing harm to others. If they harmed your reputation, if they harm relationships that you've had, if they harm job opportunities or business opportunities, if they harm your relationships and family members and relationships, they don't have no remorse for that. They'll actually blame you for that and say that you are being negative and that never happened. They'll gaslight. They don't never want to take accountability. And it's not coming from a place of shame. It's because they have no remorse. They don't care. Okay? Just so we're aware of that. All right, they have power control, a strong desire to be in control, often asserting dominance over partners, friends, and colleagues. Like what? History of violence or aggression, past incidents of physical or emotional. You got to be real careful with that emotional because they're very emotionally abusive. Okay, or a tendency to escalate conflicts. They're instigators. If they can't attack you right away because they want to be seen, these type of women want to be seen as soft and Christian. And I only care about you. I would never do that. They really like to instigate other people afflicting you. They love it. Okay, humiliation and belittling. This is deliberately making others feel inferior or embarrassed, sometimes for the thrill of it. They get a thrill off of it. I was raised by women like this. They are all in my family. Discard of social norms, acting in ways that violate boundaries or expectations, especially if it involves causing harm. They do not respect your boundaries. You're like, hey, it's none of your business. Hey, stop asking my kids that, or don't touch my pet like that, or they don't care about your boundaries. Stop trying to, look through my emails. Like, they might pick your phone up. Whoa, hey, what you doing? Looking through my pictures. That's not normal for women to do that. You're a sadistic woman. Okay, women's. Like Andrew Caldwell, women's. I'm delivered. Okay, sometimes they like that too. They like women. Okay, nothing wrong with that, but it comes from a sadistic place where they think that they're toxic masculine. You could be a woman that likes women to be masculine, no problem. I think that's beautiful. You being yourself, but when it comes from a place where you being toxic towards other women, and you think that you a man, like no. And a lot of women in my family are like that. They identify with abusive men, and that's what they want to be like, and that's what they protect. They love, they serve them, and they would choose those type of men over you every single time. Covertly, though, while overtly saying, I support you. What? No. Okay, be careful. All right. Pattern behavior, repeatedly engaging in harmful or controlling actions across different relationships. It's not just going to start with you. Now, they have a scapegoat. They like to use the majority of all of them vigor and they nasty sadism out on. But you can see it, traces of it and patterns of it. That's what they mean, pattern behavior. You will see it in other relationships. Thrill seeking and harm, finding excitement in situations involving risk, conflict, or provocation. Again, they like to provoke stuff. Subtle forms of sadism, okay, sometimes called everyday sadism, may not be physical violence, but it may include mocking others, gloating over their mistakes. I knew she weight loss journey, girl. And then they compare themselves. I would never gain any weight. What does the person's ass and stomach got to do with you? Ugh, like gross. You're sadistic. And I don't like you. All right. So the next one is taking pleasure in their discomfort. If you're discomforted, it'd be for anything. You could be for anything. Maybe you ain't getting no sleep. Your kids is up all night. You would be a new mom. They like that. And it's very weird when it's elders in your family, that pattern, that behavior. That's very weird. Okay. So that's why I could pick it up in other females very fast. Am I saying I'm perfect? Like, no, I'm not saying that. But I'm not a sadistic person. Now, somebody get hurt. You just get hurt. You understand? If you coming against me and I ain't did nothing to you, I don't feel no way about it, but I'm not like I'm not getting no thrill off of that. That's weird. So, what's other ways? It says important though. Sadism is not the same thing as being mean-spirited or in a bad mood. Some women are mean-spirited and in a bad mood, right? They call them mean girls. It involves deliberate. I said deliberate. They know what they're doing. Like the young people say they playing in your face. They know they're playing in your face. They like doing that. They're playing in your face. It's deliberate. Okay? Deliberate. Often repeated. They don't just do it one time, causing harm. And if you suspect someone, especially a close person, has sadistic tendencies, it's important to set clear boundaries, which I have, seek support, and if necessary, involve professional. You may get a PBR on them or just don't cut them off.